the solar plexus. The solar plexus chakra is perhaps one of my favorites to work with, only because I find it very telling and I find it quite invigorating to do that work. So the solar plexus is the expression of ego, the expression of self. And by ego, I don't mean egotistical. I mean the part of yourself that you present yourself to the world. So whatever state of ego you're in, that is a reflection, right? The way I like to work with this one is have a look again at if we had our tribe beliefs and our tribe has taught us certain things and we've taken it on board, and again, without investigation, we've just taken it on board, then while we would maybe tailor specific things to present to another person when it comes to the expression of partnership, which is sacral, with the solar plexus, it would be how we present ourselves to ourselves and therefore to the world. And how we present ourselves when we have ideas, when we want to express those ideas, we want to express our tastes and our I guess inspirations that we get. So whether if we get an inspiration, whether we're even brave enough to express it, it's probably a better way to say that. So if you have been taught that your ideas perhaps don't matter, or you feel like your ideas haven't been valued, you're going to present yourself accordingly, right? So it's within the self, though, that I think that gets the most interesting, because how much of yourself are you actually hiding from yourself? Like you catch yourself having that thought that maybe has been showed to you as that's not really valuable, and you start having the thought and then you just kind of repress it. And it gets so convoluted, so tricky, but what it comes down to is how much are you willing to express yourself, and how much are you willing to let your fears express themselves, or who you are. So with the expression of the ego, one of my favorite meditations is to get myself into a safe space to then find out where I've been pre-programmed, if you will. So if you'd like to join me, again, another very quick one. So if you'd like to join me, just get into a comfortable space, whether you're lying down, whether you're sitting up, close your eyes. And let's start following that breath into the lungs. Hold for just a moment and exhale. And one more time into the lungs. Hold for a moment and exhale. And one last time, breathe in. Hold for just a moment and breathe out. Notice your heart rate calming. Notice your breath slowing down. With your next inhale, follow that breath all the way to the center of you and find that spark of light, that beautiful pilot light we all have, that little spark right in the center of our being. No matter how small or how big, start to spread it until it's so big that it encompasses your entire torso. It spreads out into your fingers and toes and the top of your head. You might even start to feel tingling in your toes and fingers. And then spread that energy beyond you. And then spread that energy to fill the space that you're in, to fill the building that you're in. And then spread it out beyond the building, into the streets, up into the sky, and then deep into the earth as you anchor that energy at the center of our earth. Allow your energy to anchor with hers. And slowly bring your awareness back to the very center of you where that energy has gotten much, much brighter. And start to increase that again. Turn it up a notch if you can. And then take that brightest part of that spark. And let's start spreading it. Spread it to fill your torso, your fingers, your toes. Spread it all the way beyond you. You feel the top of your head maybe tingling. Spread it to fill the room, to fill the building, and spread that energy beyond the building you're in, into the streets, up into the sky, deep into the earth. Spread it to the trees and the animals and the water, the oceans. Now come right back to the center of you, which you'll notice has become much brighter yet again. Take that energy and spread it to fill your torso. Spread it into your arms and legs, down into your toes and fingertips, up into your head. Spread it beyond you to fill the room, the building. And then spread it into the streets and up into the sky, deep into the earth. Spread it to all the animals and plants. Spread it into the ocean and beyond. Now come back to the very center of you yet again. And in your mind's eye, notice you're now standing in a clearing, a beautiful clearing. The temperature is perfect. You can feel the surface underneath your toes. Everywhere you look, you see plants and trees. You can hear animals off in the distance, chirping with happiness, crickets and birds. And just out in front of you, you'll notice a little path. If you continue down that path, as slow as you like, you'll notice it leads to a small cave. Now this cave is the perfect size for you. It's not too big, but it's not so small where you feel it around you. It's the perfect size. And you can see that if you look through this cave, it's actually a tunnel. And you can see just beyond it, there's a bright light. Start to walk slowly towards the start of this tunnel, the mouth of this tunnel. And then when you're ready, take steps into the tunnel. And as you slowly walk through it, you'll notice that as you walk, the light is just perfect. You'll notice the edges of the surface. Maybe it's bumpy, maybe it's smooth. Maybe there's little bends. But slowly connect with your being as you are in this cave. You're perfectly safe. But as you connect with your being, perhaps get in touch with an emotion that you're currently feeling. Whatever that emotion might be, really connect with it. And you'll notice that as you connect with it, and you look up to the other end of this tunnel, the energy has shifted and there's now a being coming towards you. It's a familiar being. You know this being. So as you connect with that energy you hold, and that energy of the being approaches you, they start to take shape. And they take shape of the being, be it a person, an animal, or a memory. They take shape of the source of that emotion that you hold. So as they approach you, the source of your emotion starts to take shape, starts to solidify a little bit for you. And just notice that if you, as this approaches you, just notice where that connection to your body is. So as you are in this tunnel and you're holding your emotion and the source of this emotion approaches you, just notice if there's a connection energetically, perhaps to your belly. Perhaps it's right there to your solar plexus. Perhaps it's a little bit higher into the heart, or just a little bit lower into your sacral area. But just notice where the connection to the source of this emotion is. Perhaps it's coming from the back, perhaps it's from the front. Just sit with it a moment. Now what you slowly want to do is notice the connection and notice the form that connection takes. Perhaps it's just a little energy that's connected from you to this other being. Perhaps it's a little hook. Perhaps it feels like a rope. Perhaps it looks like a chain. However it presents itself. And maybe there's a few. Maybe it shows up as lots of little threads. But when you look over on the wall of your cave, you'll notice there are tools there. They are the perfect tools to help you gently either unhook the hooks or gently shave off or slough off the tendrils, the attachments. And you'll notice they come off gently. Maybe you don't even need tools. Maybe you can simply brush them off. But as you do so, I want you to reinvigorate that connection with love and bright white light. And as you do so, notice the emotion changing. So perhaps someone who has shown up for you, it's not someone you want to get rid of from your life, but you wish to change that memory, you wish to change that connection. So now's your chance. You can infuse that connection with loving light so that it transforms for you, so that the emotion that you have is a positive emotion. And if it already is a positive emotion, send it even more love so it turns into bliss. But whatever tools you need to do that, please grab them from the wall and continue to simply change the connection of the source of this emotion to you. And in some cases, you might wish to unhook or cut the connection and simply release it. But do so with love. Find that space within yourself where you can find forgiveness for that moment so that it truly gets released, so that it doesn't stick around, so that it doesn't poison your system. Send love to yourself, send forgiveness to yourself, and send forgiveness and love to that other being or situation, so that when you part with love. And when you're done releasing or transforming this connection, you can slowly watch this being, this source of your original emotion, start to walk away or start to disappear. And when you're ready, you can turn around, return back to your clearing. And perhaps you can sit or lie down in that clearing and start to connect with your breath again. So breathe in and notice how your body feels now. And breathe out. And breathe in once more. And breathe out. And breathe in again. And breathe out. And I'll bring your awareness to that center of you. Find that spark of light and start to grow it again, to fill your system, to increase the vibration within your aura, to patch up any leaks you might now have, and then spread it out. Spread it out to this entire clearing, this space that you're in your mind's eye, and spread it out beyond that. Feel yourself grounding to the earth and connecting to the earth. Feel this energy rise up into the sky. When you see yourself completely surrounded by bright white light, start to become aware again of your breath. Start to become aware of the container of your skin. Start to become aware of your fingertips and your toes. Perhaps press your thumbs to each fingertip, waking up the nervous system. Start to become aware of the sounds and the scents within the room you're in. And then completely bring yourself back into the space, back into the now. And once you're ready, flutter those eyes open and come back completely. So you notice that this might be quite a triggering exercise, and I definitely encourage that you slowly show up to face the triggers. Remember that everything has happened in your mind's eye, and you have the opportunity to change the situation and change how you view it. So it's mostly about finding a space within you so that you can forgive yourself for who you were in that moment, and you can find forgiveness for the other, not because you condone anything if it was a bad situation, but simply so that you're no longer poisoned by the anger towards it. Find a way to release, find a way to let go, so that you can start coming back to you and the wonder and the beauty that you are in this life, because you are here for a very important reason. There's no one else like you, and those ideas and all that creativity you wish to explore and show up and show in the world, we're all very eager to see it. So I hope you find this helpful, and I encourage you to come back to these little meditations, you know, and over time, perhaps they get longer, perhaps they get stronger, perhaps someone else will show up inside your cave each time, and you'll slowly start to release these memories and these triggers and these things that influence how you present yourself, and so you get the confidence to present exactly who you are. See you later.